Hi guys, and welcome back to the On Sunday podcast with me, Chris, and my beautiful wife, but more importantly, my co-worker, Rebecca.
Because we've been doing a lot of stuff together this week.
We'll get into that in a second. Honey, this week we're going to be talking about something that's relatively boring, but we're going to make it as fun as possible. Customer service. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Customer service, how does that apply to me? Well, let's be honest. In any front-facing, customer-facing environment like you guys are, Nail Techs, and like we are, a brand, there is an element of customer service that comes into it. So we want to discuss the goods, the bads, and what the stuff you should just do anyway when it comes to customer service as a Nail Tech. And the same as what we do at Nail Order. However, before we get into that, honey, you and I have been like the Gemini twins. We have been working side by side.
We have.
All week, pretty much. Now, granted, sorry to cut you off. I know you're going to get into a big thing. Now, we work every week together, but we hardly ever see each other for the most part. And this week, God, we've been entangled together. Do you want to tell the people at home what we went up to?
Well, see, the thing is, Chris and I work very, very well together as long as no one else is involved.
I think what we have to, when it comes to DIY, we hate each other, but we'll work together.
Chris isn't very nice to me. That's why.
With everything else, if there's no, we actually said last night when we go home, if we just get rid of all the staff and all the customers and it was just Rebecca and I,
we wouldn't have a business.
Oh, that's right. But we'd have the best time.
But we're both very good at just assuming roles, and we're both very efficient at doing those roles in tandem.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like we actually went home yesterday, Friday. Sorry, you guys need context as well. It's Saturday morning. We went home yesterday, Friday. Technically the end of the work week, but obviously we're in here working today. We've got tons of other stuff to do, and I'll tell you about that in a second. And it's just because there's other people being removed from the business, not like sacked or anything, just Rafi's on holiday for a week. We've been doing warehousey stuff, stuff that has just been needing to be done. And if you go back at Chris and Becca TikTok, which is coming across your screen just now, or it's chris.becca.nailorder.
Who knows?
Anyway. You'll see we're just counting tip bags.
Yeah.
But we have, what is it, over 100,000 tip bags or something? 150,000 tip bags. Anyway,
No, we don't have that many.
Yeah, like over 100,000 tip bags. Now, granted, we're not individually counting them, but there's like bags of 50. And with that, for instance, you might have a size 7 in something, but you might have 10 bags of them, And it's just being able to get that stock right,
Yeah.
And thankfully, it's almost done.
Almost.
So we need to go do more extensions stuff today. Extensions, 4 years old as well.
I know. And yesterday, Friday, we had 8 pallets come in of all different stuff. So there's been a huge amount of pallets delivered in the last week.
That was kind of unexpected. I mean, some of the pallets for the new thing that's coming out in September, that should have been here last month, but due to errors, it's been put off by a month. But I remember given that deadline of the end of July, and if I hadn't done that, we'd be way off.
I know. And to be fair, that wasn't their fault.
No.
So, well, partially.
Anyway,
yes, can't believe that's here now. Crazy. We need to break all that down.
Excited?
I'm still nervous.
So last night, after everybody had left, I was still beep around with the forklift, getting the last little bits of juice out my battery. And I've only seen the packaging when we've seen the people in Bologna for the tubs. But the bottles I hadn't seen.
Well, they weren't meant to look like that, sure.
I know. And
you see them now?
Yeah, I see them.
They're all right.
They're all right. It's not as cool as what we'd originally planned.
I know. Gutted.
But needs must.
Needs must. What can you do? Nothing. You just got to make it work. There's always a solution to a problem. It might not be the solution that you want, but it's a solution nonetheless.
Yeah, and I think we're quite good at adapting and just being like, screw it, let's just get on with it.
Yeah, we are.
Whereas a lot of people would just like pull it and they'd wait for like 6 months and all that sort of stuff. Don't have time for that.
No.
Yeah. So I'd say that's a good fix around. Do you have a plan for the future?
Yes, maybe. There's samples on the way.
Right, okay. Just the top is going to be not something?
No, it's to do with the special coating.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
But they might be like metallic chrome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent. Metallic chrome. That could be coming for your nails, or it could be coming for some sort of packaging. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? With the launch of it's Bank Holiday weekend here in Scotland, and is it the UK, up and down the UK? Yeah. It is because Scotland have the one at the start of August. Yeah.
Yes.
Up down the UK, bank holiday weekend, we've got a bank holiday sale on just now. If you spend £125 before VAT and discounts, you get a free mug filled with goodies.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest with you guys know what to do. You're actually pretty good at this now.
I know.
The amount of orders we put out yesterday.
This stuff did so well yesterday.
So
this
well
new
yesterday.
scanning system is just making things so much faster.
Yeah, we've invested in a new scanning system.
It's expensive.
Spenny.
And it charges us
Spenny.
per order, but it really is so much more efficient. Like, I cannot believe they got all those orders done by the time they did yesterday.
Yeah. It
Like,
is night and
usually
day.
that amount of orders, that would be a 2-day thing. Never mind, like, just 2/3 of a day.
Exactly. And I said this to Rebecca last night. I used our old scanning system, which you use your mobile phone and you use the camera to scan the barcodes. So it's still accurate, but I can remember like saying to a member of staff, like the amount of time it took to load for the screen to
So
load,
much
for
slower.
the camera to load,
Yeah.
to make sure you've got the order number right. It's just so much slower.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big investment when we started with that. But that has, again, we always say this, everything you do leads you to here, leads you to right now. And if we hadn't invested in that older scanning system, we'd never put the capital into making this one. And again, BJ and I have been talking recently about developing our own scanning system for like an in-house one that takes away all the crap and just gives us like the really, really good stuff that we need and can be built into the scanners that we've got. That's exciting.
Yeah, but how are you going to do that where it talks to, like, DPD?
Why does it have to talk to DPD?
To understand the label.
Oh, but it's not. But it's DPD that talk to Shopify. Shopify that talk to the scanners. And the reason they talk to scanners is the stuff that we're going to build in between it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if we could build in, like, creating an order and stuff like that, like we had in the last one.
Well, when we build it, we'll be able to build
We're
it
going to
bigger.
have apps coming out of our ears.
Apps. Yeah. And that's one of the good things about just working at nail order just now. The amount of creativity that you can potentially have is unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, just talking about the app, we're not really going about it anymore. We created the app. It took a long time to get the framework and everything else in place. But then the things that have come afterwards,
Yeah.
so quick.
We've got the pricing calculator, we've got the product finder, which helps you identify the best base product for your client, and we have got the client consultation cards,
Yeah.
records,
Yep.
and which allow you to put notes and stuff on, like a history of what products you've used. And then we've got something else coming as well. So very good.
Yeah. Or again, we have these kind of benchmarks. Next one's Black Friday, and that's when we want to get some new stuff in place.
Next one's not Black Friday.
I said we have benchmarks, and the next one.
The next one, I thought you said the next month. I was like, I hope not. I'm really happy here in August. I don't want time to move on from here.
Yeah. Do you know what? When I was walking the dogs this morning, there was a crisp chill in the air, and there was leaves falling off the trees. Is that kind of early? It feels early.
I don't know.
I feel like September you maybe start to see leaves falling off the trees.
I don't know. What's happening? This year is just going to end so quickly. Like, it's just, I can just feel it just going.
Yeah.
I cannot believe we're about to be in September. I cannot believe the event is in, like, what, 5 weeks?
5, 6.
Oh my God, we have so much to do. But the problem is that not only do we have heaps to do for the event, we have heaps to do for the launches that are happening at the event, and one of them is, it's just a whole new world for Nail Order. And we've also got other launches to happen before the event. Yeah. So I'm really scared. I feel like I just don't know.
Why do we do this to ourselves?
I don't know.
Okay. But I mean, the stuff has come up. It's exciting, right?
Very exciting. Very exciting.
And how do you feel the autumn harvest launch went last night?
Yeah, really well. Really well.
Thursday?
Obviously, it's not in people's hands yet, so it'll be interesting to see how people like it when it's in their hands. And it wasn't what was meant to be launching.
No. That's funny because Rebecca just mentioned about the 8 pallets. So yesterday was Friday, so we were picking and packing all the orders that we launched from the night before from the bank holiday sale. And I mean, I wasn't even a full day, like a full morning into picking orders. And again, 3 pallets turned up, and it was the gel polishes that were supposed to be launched.
I knew it was going to happen. I called that. I said it was going to arrive.
Yeah.
Then I just knew it.
Yeah.
But anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. We'll launch that in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So will this be out after that or that week?
I mean,
that one, that I think is going to be our best ever selling collection ever. Oh, I don't know. The ones after that might supersede it, but it'll go this one, and then maybe other ones.
Okay. Do you think you're getting better at being able to? Again, this is something we were talking about. Like the gel polish, realistically, is 2 years old, coming up for 2 years old.
Oh my God, how's that possible?
I know. It's both. Wow, 2 years has gone so quickly, but also, is it only 2 years?
I know.
It is kind of weird a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you think you've got it kind of like roped in now?
Yeah, I
Dialed in?
kind of think so. Kind of. But we're always making changes. I'm always like pushing forward and working on customer feedback and trying to make improvements. So there are improvements and certain things I want to make between now and next year. So hopefully I manage that.
You just said customer feedback. So that leads segues beautifully into customer service, and customer feedback and nail order is a big part of customer service's role.
What? Nail order is a big part of customer service's role?
No, feedback, honey.
All right.
Come on. She's
I
not
cannot
with it
hear
today, guys. She's not with it. Anyway, before we get into customer service at nail order, let's talk about customer service with nail techs. I think any front-facing, customer-facing environments, whether it be sales, whether it be the hospitality industry or the service industry, is one of the hardest because customer service has to be built into it. And they don't teach you that, do you? Do they?
Not really, no.
Okay, when you go to your conventional college that takes a couple of years, a big part of that is you get to demo on.
I don't know if they teach you customer service because I didn't go to college, but they certainly teach you like how to present yourself and things like that, like physically. But I don't know if they do in terms of like customer service. And I think these days, more than ever, because of social media culture, customer service is so important because it's so easy for you to be cancelled and it's so easy for somebody to leave a negative review. And like they say, you know, somebody will tell 100 people about a negative experience, but they'll only tell 10 about a good experience. So word travels much faster negatively than it does positively.
So let's just create a scenario for a working nail tech. Where does the customer service element start?
It starts from the moment the customer contacts you, that first point of contact.
No, I'd say even just slightly before that.
Do you think?
Yeah. So the way you present yourself probably on social media is for the most part where you advertise. Wherever you advertise, that's where customer service starts.
Do you think?
If you can put together like a nice presentation of how you and your brand is that customer engages, and that's as soon as a customer engages, that's customer service.
What I will say is whatever you present to a customer in terms of social media, you need to ensure that's true to yourself because you've got to make sure that you can keep that up when you have the physical interaction with the customer.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So
if you present in a certain way and then you walk in, the customer walks in and you're different.
Going in. Yeah. It's just false advertising.
It is. I always remember like when we used to go to the beauty shows, I've mentioned this before, and you see some of these girls and like they're all done up, their hair, their makeup and everything else. And I'm probably thinking to myself, like, do you go to work like that every single day?
Probably.
You think?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Some people do. Some people do.
And again, that's one of it's the presentation, the way you present yourself on, say, social media is the first inkling a customer has to how you are. A day in the life is always great to watch nail techs do on things like TikTok. Katie Sweeten, who works for us, Caitlin Sweeten, full Sunday name, works for us. Is it Get Cute by Katie on TikTok? Yeah. And sometimes she does a day in the life, and it's really interesting to see. But that's just the way Katie is, you know. And when you go to her as a nail tech, the way she presents herself on social media is the exact same way as she is, which is great to see, you know?
Yeah, I think it's actually a really good way of advertising as well because it means you're going to catch customers that you want and are going to relate to you rather than customers that you're just not going to get on with. And that's it. You can't please everybody, and there are going to be customers out there that are not for you, and it is absolutely okay to go, do you know what? I'm not the nail tech for you, or in our case, we're not the brand for you. And we've said that. We have said that. Not often, but it's been said a couple of times. I don't think we're the brand for you because we just can't fulfill their unrealistic expectations.
Yeah. And that's a good thing, setting expectations. So when you present yourself on, say, for instance, social media, you are presenting the expectations of that customer, you know? For instance, if you always put up just your best set of nails that takes you 4 or 5 hours, and a customer's like, oh, great, I'm just going to book in for those nails that you do. Is that just a standard appointment? And all of a sudden, you're like, yeah. All of a sudden, the customer comes, presents you with the Disney characters that they want, and you're like, oh, no, I can't do that. Never was an appointment, you know? And that is setting unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
So you said when a customer first contacts you.
Yes.
What's the kind of best protocol to be?
Well, I think always be as responsive as you can. I'm saying that I'm saying at Nail Order, we have set a rod for our own backs because we're too responsive. So what you don't want to end up with is customers that send you question marks because you haven't replied within 20 minutes. So whilst I'm saying be responsive, I'm saying certainly within 24 hours, I think is max. If I was looking for an appointment and a nail tech hadn't got back to me within 24 hours, I've moved on.
Yeah.
I've just moved on.
Yeah.
But also in saying that, if a nail tech doesn't have an online booking system, I've moved on as well. I just want things to be really, really easy for me. And that's
seamless.
That's what customers want through their whole experience with you, from the booking in to getting the nails done to paying. They want it to be seamless and easy as possible, because people are inherently lazy. All of us are.
Yes. And quite often, I hate to say it, or what I was going to say there is, say for instance, you can't respond within 24 hours because it is your day off or whatever. Having auto replies sets the expectation.
Absolutely. Auto replies are fantastic.
I'll come back to you within 24 hours.
Yeah.
I'm actually on vacation this week. I can't come.
Or here's how to book in if you have an online booking system.
Exactly.
Makes things seamless.
Yeah.
Makes things so much more efficient for you.
But sometimes, for all the good that you put into it, customers just don't read anything you send back to them.
Yep. And that happens to us every single day, as it says in the description. As it says in the description. As it says in the description.
Setting expectations, I think, is a really good thing. I think a big thing as well is payments, how you take your payments. If you're cash only, I think you make that very clear to begin with, because a lot of people just don't carry cash. Don't go to the ATMs.
Also, if you're cash only, why? Like, what? How is it benefiting you these days? Because you're not telling the tax man? Like,
I would just upset my tummy.
I know that it's no good. It's no good. You're not maximizing your business if you're only taking cash. You think you are because you're not paying taxes or you're not paying full amount of taxes, but you're really not, because you're missing out on opportunities.
Yeah.
And you can only do that for so long, and people can dob you in. You know, you get an upset customer who, you know, is upset with their nails. They didn't last as long. A nail fell off because they caught it making their bed or whatever it is. They tell the tax man, you get an investigation. Is it worth it? Is it worth like sleepless nights of worry? It absolutely isn't.
Yeah. And that is the thing. It's not just customers as well, but other nail techs will be out to get you. That's just the nature of the beast, you know. I know we all say let's band together now.
I think it's a lot better these days than it certainly used to be. I think it is. There's a lot more community, and we see that all over the place because there's so many more of these like networking events and things like that happening. So I don't know if that's so much a thing, but certainly an unhappy customer.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
People are awful.
They're ruthless.
Like I hate to say it, but people are awful. We had somebody message us this week, and I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know what their angle was, but it can't have been from any other angle than really just not very nice. It was about we'd shared a set of nails in a story, and they'd messaged us to say, "I can't believe you shared this set of nails. They're really not the best. Doesn't make much sense to me."
What's it got to do with them?
What's it got to do with them? It was quite clear that this person's upset because we haven't shared them before.
Okay.
But also,
it's not the way to go around it.
It's not the way to go about it. And also, we had previously told them what sort of criteria we use for sharing, and they don't follow that criteria. They don't tag us on stories and things like that. That's where we share. It's from stories. It's not from the grid. But yeah, just don't be that person. Be nice. Be kind.
And to flip it back around, so that could be a customer. Your customer could just be having a really bad day. A nail has fallen off. You have no availability to see them, you know? And that just sends them over the edge. Mm-hmm. You can be as nice as you can possibly be as a nail tech, but sometimes not being able to accommodate people, that sends them.
I will say this leads us on to something which we always say, and honestly is a word to live by: kill them with kindness. People find it so much harder to be nasty to somebody who's being nice to them. And also, if they don't find it hard to be nasty to you, it will rile them up. The nicer you keep being nice to them, they're going to get madder and madder and madder. Yes. And you can't write a review about somebody that's negative saying they were so bloody nice to me. Yeah. Like
that's the thing. This is something that we've kind of lived by for a long time, because we've been in the customer facing industry for a long time. And if you're just consistently nice to people, you know, and just say, I'd love to help you, but...
And you have to come to terms really early with the fact that you cannot please everyone. Like we said at the beginning, not every customer is going to be for you. Not every customer is going to be for us. Not every customer is going to be for Tesco. You know, not every customer is for Asda. You cannot please everybody. And that is okay.
Yeah. Focus on the ones that you do have.
Yes.
And make their experience the best.
But for the ones that you can't please, being nice to them, as nice as you can, is going to give them a lot less ammunition.
Yeah. So, customer messages to book in, and they want to book in for a set of builder nails because that's what everybody wants, isn't it? Whether it's good for them or not. They turn up to the appointment and they're late.
Ooh, okay, well, let's do this. Let's go through a whole heap of scenarios and how we would have dealt with them at the salon.
Well, I just thought that.
Okay, no, but you know what I mean. More. Okay. So first things first. If you can take them, well, take them.
Yeah.
Don't
be a dick.
Yeah, don't cause an argument in an empty room.
There is we have some American friends, and you can they're quite funny together, and you can see when one person has been a D, they always just say, "Don't be a D," you know, and that's what it is. Don't just upset people for the sake of it. It's not worth it.
I do think there's a point to make.
It's principle.
Yeah. Like, so make the point that they were late. So I would say something like, "Oh, I was worried you weren't coming."
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Just that. Doesn't need to be anything more. Doesn't need to be you're late. Mm-hmm. But I was worried you weren't coming. Yeah. Still okay to point it out, but to point out to them that you are aware that they're late and.
Or what you could say is, you're lucky that I don't have anyone after you. Thank goodness. Let's get you sat down and get
let's get started ASAP.
You know?
Yeah, make a point, because what you don't want to do is set a precedent and make them think that that's okay and they can just come and go as they please, because that's going to cause you a lot more problems in the future. So Absolutely. Make it clear to them, I was worried you weren't coming anymore. I've still got time to do you. Let's get started. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It can be positive, but you're still making the point.
Customer turns up and they have not booked a removal.
I knew you were going to say that one next. Okay, again, we're looking at the diary. Can we fit it in? Maybe, maybe not. So here's what I would do. Right, we don't have you booked in for the removal. I can do the removal and I can just do... It depends what they're booked in for. So what are they booked in for? They're booked in still for builder?
Builder.
Okay.
They've got builder nails on.
Is it ones that I've done previously or somebody else has done them?
For this scenario, we'll make it as easy as possible, and you have done them.
Okay, well then I'm just going to infill them.
Of course. You're just going to...
I'm just going to infill them, but let's
adapt.
You're going to adapt, but let's make it more complicated. They've booked in, it's somebody else's product, you don't know what's been used on them. Obviously, to be as safe as possible, you're going to remove that. You need to remove that before you move on. So you're going to explain to them, unfortunately, I can't work over somebody else's work. It wouldn't be safe for me to do so because I don't know what products that they have used, and we shouldn't be mixing products. It's not considered safe. I mean, it's not considered safe, but it is just best practice. So always explaining.
Again, explaining things, but also, we've said this how many times, blame somebody else. I don't know if my insurance would cover me.
Absolutely. Always.
I don't know if it would. You've probably read the terms and conditions, because let's be honest, we all do that, don't we?
I think the thing with customer service and dealing with customers is it's really important that you take charge of the situation. You don't let your customers bully you. Make it clear that you're in charge, you know what you're talking about, and you're explaining to them calmly the reasons for things. I think those are really, really important things. If you seem like you're in charge, you're knowledgeable, you're the professional here, they're going to trust you more. Even if what you're saying isn't really going to make them happy, like I can't do the treatment anymore, but you're explaining all the reasons why. Hopefully, if they're a decent person, they're going to trust you more in the end. So they've come in, they've got nails on, they've not been done by you. They're booked in, say, for a builder service. You're going to explain to them, unfortunately, I'm only going to have time to do the removal. I'll have time to do a gel polish, maybe. I don't know what your timings are, but let's just say you're going to have time to do a gel polish. Maybe you don't have time to do anything, but you can explain that you can book them back in to get their nails back on later in the day, or you can book them back on X date for the removal and the reapplication. Yeah.
I think that's the best thing. It's just...
It is a difficult one because you don't want to... Nobody likes disappointing anybody.
Yeah. I think also, see if nothing's working and you're explaining to someone, why you can't do the treatment, and they're like, but just do it. Yeah. The best way to turn around and say is, I obviously want your money.
Yeah. This doesn't benefit either of us.
I obviously want your money, but I can't.
Yeah. And it's really, really important that you don't just take people and run over for the sake of it, because another part of customer service, I am very particular with times. And if I say I'm going to do something at a certain time, you'll notice that when we do a live, I'm never even a minute late. Never, ever. I am there at 7 p.m. waiting to go because I've made a promise to somebody and I'm sticking to it. So my customers would joke when they came in for brows and they would say, this is the only appointment that I am never, ever kept waiting. Yeah. I would almost always be taking people a few minutes early because my customers knew the expectations. They'd be coming to me for years. They'd be waiting ready for me to go because they knew I would never, ever be running late. The reason I'm never running late is because I set appropriate appointment times, I set appropriate expectations, and I don't take people when I know that I can't. because you don't know what that next client has planned. So if you take somebody late, and you have your lunch afterwards, that's okay.
Yeah.
Replan it. Have your lunch while you're waiting for the person and then take them. Be flexible and be sensible. But if you have no breaks and you're just back-to-back clients, you can't do it because it is not fair to the rest of your customers, and that you're not providing good customer service for them because they might have to go and pick up their kids from school. They might have to get back to work. They have other plans. They might be going to the airport to go on holiday. And by you taking that one customer, it upsets everybody else's plans. And unfortunately, you will come across the customers that are like, well, why can't you just take me? Why can't you just take me? And you explain to them, because it wouldn't be fair on the rest of the customers. And they just don't care. Again, that's not the type of customer you want. You don't want them in your life. They don't care about you. They don't care about your business or how they affect other people. So absolutely just pie them off.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good thing. Another scenario. I'm just thinking about policies you might have stipulated and they're going to break, because that's what some people just
Coming
do.
with a child.
Coming in with a child.
Yeah.
Coming in with a child, and the child has
This is
sausage rolls.
hard one. But as long as you have made it absolutely blatantly clear at every single step. So, for instance, in our salon, it was on our booking terms and conditions. It was on everything. Whenever they booked, it said it before they booked. It said it after they booked. So, when they got the confirmation email, and it also said it on a sign beside the door.
Yeah.
No under 10s. If they then still turn up, you've got to turn them away, because again, if you don't, you're setting a precedent. So you let that person come once with a child. The likelihood is they're going to try it again. Not only that, you let one person come with a child, your next customer turns up, they see that they've got a child, then they start bringing their child. It's just it's a snowball effect.
Yeah, and that is the thing. If you let them away with it once, somebody else sees, they think, oh,
give an inch, they'll take a mile.
Yeah. One thing that we were really good at, and we'll go back to the booking system with us, is with a booking system, it is very clear at different stages, whether that be when you're first booking in or when you have confirmation that your appointment's there, that your terms and conditions or your policies will be set out. Do you think that's probably one of the best ways to get that message across?
Absolutely, because you've got something to go back to. If you don't set clear expectations and clear policies, then you're just riding by the seat of your pants. Like there's no real rules. And they're like, well, where did you tell me that? And to be honest, they're within their rights to say that. Well, where did it say that? Where did it say that? You can't just like pluck that out of thin air. So you want it stated every single point, before they book, after they book, on your highlights, everywhere that they can see it, that they've got a chance to see it. So they can't possibly say, well, I didn't know. You're like, well, I sent you an email to confirm it. It was there before you pressed confirm to book, in your confirmation text message. Your consultation forms 2 days before came through. It had it on there.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to tell you a bit of scenario that I've been hoodwinked. And let me just paint this scenario, right? We have an alarm company who monitors our warehouses. So it's monitored, it's plugged into like Vodafone and everything else. When I contacted this company, well-respected company within the area, they came out, they did an analysis of it, and they were like, yep, this is what we can charge you. And I'm like, so basically what they did is they emailed the quote over to me. I was like, sure, no problem, we'll just get it done, I'll sign it and I'll get it done. We'll send a representative out for you to sign it. And I'm thinking to myself, sure, whatever. Why do they want to send somebody out to do it, right? I signed it. Do you know what was in the back of that sheet that I signed? All of the terms and conditions. It's a 5-year contract. I didn't know it was a 5-year contract because I didn't read the terms and conditions. If they'd sent that as an email, I would have had the opportunity to read the terms and conditions. But the guy just came out and was like, yeah, that's the thing, and it's £600 and you can just sign it, Now, I spoke to one of the guys from the alarm company yesterday, and I explained the situation. I was like, realistically, if that had been emailed over for me to sign like a PDF, like every other company, I would probably have like noticed that would have been highlighted on it.
Yeah.
And I said, what you've done is you've hoodwinked, and I think you know this. And the guy says, look, I'm just one of the sales guys, but I agree with you. If you were to take this to court, it would probably win. He was honest right there because he doesn't agree with it. You could tell that. And I think that's one of the things about your policies. If you constantly just promote it to someone, they're either going to ignore it and just do the opposite anyway, but you've tried your hardest.
Yeah, and you can show them, you've got that paperwork where you can go, I showed you here, I showed you here, I showed you here.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that they can say.
That's what it is.
So another good customer service scenario is somebody's not happy with their nails.
I was going to go on to that.
Okay.
Right, so there's a couple of different scenarios.
There's different scenarios.
So A classic that I remember from back in our salon days is this girl was getting her nails done, a young girl, didn't really say much throughout her entire appointment. And the nail tech said, "You happy with the colour? You happy with this? You happy with that? Yeah, yeah."
And that's the thing. As a nail technician, you should be checking at various stages. So are they happy with the shape? Yes. Are they happy with the colour? Yes. Are you happy with the finish at the end? Yes. Yeah. Great. Checking at various stages.
They went away within an hour. Mum's on the blower. These nails are terrible. She's not happy with them. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Nails were perfect. Nails were fine. There was no situation. The girl just was a little mouse. Didn't speak up. Didn't say anything. How do you deal with that situation? Because what you're dealing with is not the person that you've done the treatment on, it's somebody else.
And needless to say, especially a teenage girl is going to spin a certain story that might not be accurate to their mum. You know, it's by the time it's got to mum, it's
grown arms and legs.
Yeah, it's grown arms and legs, and it's very, very different. So I think you have to always calmly, never be defensive. As soon as you are defensive, it gets somebody else's back up. Instead of just being calm and kind, listening, saying, I hear what you're saying, but this is actually how it happened. If you're like, well, that's not, you're going to get someone's back up. Do not do it.
There's a different way to do it I've just thought of as you were doing that.
It happened to us recently, and I can't remember what it was, but they were really defensive, and I was like, that just got my back right up.
Mm.
What was it?
What I think of that. A good way to go is, I'm very surprised.
Yes.
Well,
first I'm going to quickly go back to always take a picture of every set of nails you do.
Always.
Right. Every single set. Even if you're not putting them on your grid, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you want every set of nails to be a great set of nails that has potential of going on your grid, but we can't put every set of nails on the Instagram grid because there's just not a space for it. But take a picture of whether you're a nail tech, a brow artist, a lashes, take a picture of every single set, every treatment that you do, because that is something that you will go back to.
Definitely.
So you've got that picture. You can open up the picture, have a look at it in front of you. You can send that to him. You can say, this is the picture of the set of nails afterwards. Can you tell me what you think is wrong with them? And you can also say, like Chris said, I'm really surprised to hear that, because I did ask her at X, Y, and Z points if she was happy, and she said that she was. If there was an issue, I would have thought that she would have said. The thing that Mum's going to say, she's just a teenager. To which I would want to say, well, then she should probably be accompanied, but that's going to get them back up. So you do need to be really cautious about what they say. And what I would maybe say is, I understand what you're saying. Next time, would you maybe be able to come with her so that
this doesn't happen again?
So that this doesn't happen again, so that she feels that she has the confidence to speak up, or you can maybe speak for her. Kind of that again, what that does is you're not saying anything unreasonable whatsoever, but it puts that thought in the mum's head of, oh shit, well maybe I should have gone with her, or I can't really say that, well, she's just a teenager, but then I've also sent her out on her own. So you can't really have your cake and eat it in that situation. So I would say, again, it's just, you can cautiously educate,
that's a good one.
By just saying certain things, or like we were going back to with the being late. Oh, I didn't think you were coming. Oh, luckily I've not got anyone else, so let's get started. But maybe next time, if you would be able to come with her, we would be able to avoid this situation. You could, speak for her. Not saying it like maybe next time you should come with her. Don't say it like that. But maybe next time, if do you think you'd be able to come with her, and then it would hopefully avoid this.
Yeah. Turn it around on them. It's always
put it back on them. Absolutely. Yeah. But kindly and calmly and not defensively.
Yeah. So say, let's play a different scenario. Somebody's got their nails done. Mm-hmm. They look perfect. A couple of days later they call and they're all falling off.
So, policies. Number one, policies. Most nail techs these days will have a policy within a period of time they will do free repairs. So if a client's nails have come off after 2 days, you're probably going to want to repair them. But I would definitely be asking for pictures, ask for the scenario in which they came off, say, oh, well, how did this happen? What happened? I woke up and they were on my pillow. It's my very favourite saying. Ask for a picture of the nail plate, because if you can see that there's damage to it, you're like, well, that's been forced off. And you can say, it looks like there's been trauma to the nail plate. Did something happen that caused this to happen? But sometimes things just happen, and sometimes you do just need to do repairs. It's just the nature of the beast.
We used to have the hair salon, and we used to do tons of weaves, and they were dirt cheap, really dirt cheap.
Weaves are the worst.
£89, I think, was the cheapest we were doing them for at one point. And see the amount of customers who would message a couple of days later, a week later, I don't like this. It's not been fitted right. It's hanging out. Yeah, it's probably been pulled out at the weekend when you were out. I just want my money back. The best thing that I could always say to the girls is, just kill them with kindness and get them back in. Because the scenario is going to be very different when they come back in and
they're in front
face
of
to
you.
face.
Oh, yes, for sure.
You know, so as much as you said there, get pictures and everything else, that's great. But I would get the pictures and be like, let's get you booked back in.
So
let's expedite the process of getting them back in.
This kind of does two things. Like Chris said, it disarms them because when they're in front of you, they're going to be a lot kinder than behind a keyboard, like keyboard warriors. But also, you need to see, if somebody's demanding a refund for something, you need them back in there to see the situation.
Absolutely.
Right? Well, number one, never, ever give a refund. Never give a refund.
No.
If you are confident in your abilities, you've done everything correct, don't ever give a refund, right? In services. So you need to get them back because you want to try and fix it. That's, you know, if there is an issue.
Well, for me, I would always say, I mean, if you're making a complaint for something, you want a resolution. And the resolution is...
I'm going to fix it.
Yeah.
Because what you don't want is people who've just got their nails done for a special occasion and then want a refund afterwards. We've come across that so many times.
Lashes, weaves, everything, anything within the beauty industry. Some people just want it for the weekend.
But even at nail order, we have occasions where people or someone's complaining about something and they don't want to send it back. You're like, but they want a refund. You're like, I need to see the problem. Like, you need to send it back. You need to provide evidence. You need to present. So get them back in.
Okay, let's go for a different scenario then. Say they've had a trauma and their nail snapped.
Mm-hmm. Again, policies, although I would say 99% of the time, well, almost all the time, a snap has been caused by a trauma. So that is a force that then the customer has inflicted onto the nail. So they should be charged for it.
Say, for instance, it's a run-of-the-mill trauma. I can't think of a scenario, although I'm covered in cuts and bruises, so my body is a trauma. But say, for instance, they were just climbing the racking and they just caught their nail and it snapped. To me, that's normal, right?
No.
No?
No. I just think a trauma where a nail is snapped, a force has been applied to that nail, and it is almost always the fault of the customer. Of course, I mean, there could be an element where, or maybe you've not done the correct structure, etc. But for it to snap, a force has to have been applied to it. And remember, nails are jewels, not tools.
Yeah. I think we always just need to lead by, let's get you back in, we'll see what we can do. You know, something like that. You're not promising it. You're not promising to come back in.
But also, I would have it on your price list, like repairs.
Yeah.
Have repairs on your price list for sure. Set that expectation.
All right. I'm trying to think of other scenarios that customers would pitch in more on.
Okay, I've got one. A customer has picked a colour, you've painted it on their nails and cured it, and they just change their mind.
Yeah.
They're like...
The amount of times I've seen this happen, the girls in the salon, they paint one nail, and as soon as you painted that first nail, are you happy with the colour?
Always. I wouldn't even paint the first nail properly. I would do a few swipes. What do you think? Yeah, love it. Okay, great, carry on. You don't just like, okay, so they're looking at the swatches, the pops, and all the colour in the bottle, and they go, yeah, okay, let's go with that. You know, you always check when it's on the hand. Always.
Yeah.
So if you've done all of that, you've spent all of that time painting them, perfecting them, and you've cured them, and then they go, no, you have to charge them to change it. And if you don't have time to change it, you're going to have to send them away and say, I'm going to have to book you back in to have a colour change.
Can you just paint over?
It would very much depend on the colour.
See,
very
for
much.
Obviously, if you were going from a black to a white, obviously, I mean, if it was nail order black and white, you'd be fine. But
also, you're going to end up with quite a bulky nail, and you've still got to spend all that time repainting them.
Okay, I was just trying to think of a shortcut.
Yeah, there isn't really one.
Right, a classic. Customer comes in, they get a set of nails. They have an idea on their head what they want, but they really only want to pay bronze nail art.
No. Yes.
But the idea on their head is platinum nail art. They get to the desk, you charge them £50, they're expecting to pay £40, they pay, they leave, the mum or somebody calls up, or they call back up or message in. Okay,
well, first I'm going to say that if you haven't already pre-told the customer, then you are at fault as the service provider. If somebody is booked in for something and that has a price attached to it, they have the expectation of that's what price it's going to be. They come in and for whatever reason it's going to be more. Maybe they've had to have a removal, maybe they've had extra nail art, whatever it is, and you haven't told them before you've started, then you are at fault and you don't really have a leg to stand on. You can try and argue it, but you should have told them beforehand.
There's been a few times that happened in our salon, didn't it? Certain nail techs would just always do a little bit of extra add-on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
They would get to the desk, Jennifer would be like, oh, you're an extra £5 for that.
Like,
oh, they didn't tell me.
Yeah. So you must set the expectations. So as long as you've done that, there is no argument to be had.
Okay. I think we can keep going with this one. like we could pan it out to a whole episode, but I don't think you guys want to be listening to customer service stuff. So let's get on to the juicy stuff. Nail order. What are you guys bitching, moan about at nail order? No, I'll be honest with you. Yesterday, we were doing tons of orders, and some people had put notes like, I don't know where to get this free mug. You've only spent £12, not 125 excluding VAT. But then you do have some people who just put notes on, and the notes are uplifting, and they get the staff going, and the staff will shout them out literally in the warehouse. Such and such says we're smashing it. Thanks very much, Sophie. We appreciate it. You know, that is a great aspect for ours. Our customers are doing us a service.
Yeah.
Then there's a bit of a flip side to it.
Yeah, it can be really, really exhausting. And again, we've made a rod for our own back, because not only are we incredibly responsive, customer service is so important to us. So we do try extra hard. We'll bend over backwards to help people. But there also has to be a line, and people can be incredibly unreasonable, and you do have to stand your ground and sometimes think, well, I'm going to lose that customer.
I always think to myself, no other company would do what we do.
Oh, we say this on a daily basis. And we can say that having been a customer of other brands who you just wouldn't even get a reply. Yeah. In fact, you wouldn't even bother to send in a complaint because you knew you wouldn't get a reply.
Yeah. Still waiting for that reply, aren't you?
Still waiting. Yeah.
One thing I will say, so for instance, see if you've got a stand-up problem, we'll try and help you as much as possible. Let's just go for the scenarios, right? So in fact, let's bring it back. So a couple of years ago, we actually hired someone to come in and do our customer service. Before that, it was a combination of warehouse and social media.
How we managed, I do not know.
Because with a lot less customers.
That's
and
true.
Realistically, if it was a warehousey issue, which was logistics and stuff like that, because we were sending it out, we would have an idea of what the situation could be in the resolution.
Yeah.
And then social media had problem-solving situations. So realistically, a couple of years ago, we decided, let's get somebody in for customer service. And it's probably one of the best things we ever played at.
Yeah.
A couple of scenarios we're going to have. The most common is, where's my delivery?
So I've got two particular scenarios coming to mind, and both of them have happened more than once. And you're going to be like, really? That's happened more than once? Okay, so this is a complex one. We have sent somebody's order out.
Yep.
The order has been delivered.
Yes.
The order has been stolen from their doorstep.
Yes.
This has happened more times than from memory, I would say this has happened about 4 times.
Yeah. And
do you know what the absolute worst part is? So say we're using DPD, a big, probably £1 billion company. They don't really care, but at the same time, they have also fulfilled their contracted duty.
Yeah.
We have fulfilled our contracted duty, which is to send you the items. The items were delivered, so DPD have fulfilled their duty. Someone else has then come along and stolen them for whatever reason. Maybe you did put just leave it on my doorstep, in which case, I hate to say it, it's your fault. But maybe DPD didn't leave it in a safe space. In which
they
case,
left it in the safest space they could. So there was one recently where a parcel was left in a paper bin, like a recycling paper bin, and it was stolen from that. That's very unique.
How could that even be?
Very, very unique.
Somebody would have to be watching your house for that.
Yeah,
or somebody would have to know that's your safe place.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got bigger problems if...
That's a very unique situation. Now, I remember not too long ago, Christopher Parisi was working with us. So it must have been maybe about a year ago that our nail files that we have here at Nail Order were delivered to our house instead of the warehouse. I don't know why. And if you imagine that delivery came in and it was, I don't know, something like 50 boxes.
Huge, big, massive.
And the guy calls us and said, yeah, I'm just putting it in your driveway just now. It was left in the driveway. Do you know what I mean?
That's happened to us so many times.
Think
but
about that. That's like a big pile of boxes. Like if anyone was driving by, they'd be like, oh, look at that.
Yeah,
you know?
Look at that.
Realistically, for that to be stolen from your doorstep, that's a very unique situation. I think if it were me, I'd be taking responsibility for it.
What, as the individual?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a difficult one because we end up always being the one that it comes back to. And I find it so unfair. Like people have raised like chargebacks and stuff, and it's like, but we sent the products out. There's proof it was delivered. There was an image of the delivery with the nail order tape on it. We've done everything, and we're having to be out of pocket for it. Like it seems so unfair to me. That's a phone the police, claim on your insurance type thing, maybe.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't know. So that one is a really, really hard one to deal with because you do have to be calm and you sympathise with the person because they've spent money, especially when it's like over £100. They don't have their products, and it's like. But I would personally, like you, I would never contact the company and say, "Oh, well, it's been stolen."
The thing is, how do you know it's been stolen? Because you've tracked it.
You've tracked it. You've got the
seen
image. Yeah.
You know that's your really been your doorstep or whatever. You know. And guys, I'm just going to tell you a story. As soon as you guys say I was left on my doorstep, but it's not my doorstep, the first thing we do is just Google Street View it, and we're like, that is your door. That blue door is your door. You know. So if you know that it is your door and it has been stolen, I mean, genuinely it has been stolen.
I would just never think to contact the company. I would
contact them and say, is there any way we can avoid this in the future? But also, realistically, it's not going to be a nail order's problem. We just send it out. It's DPD. And this is the thing. The reason we use DPD is because they send you tracking information. You know, this is different for internationals, and we don't know how your carriers will work. But here in the UK, they send you a 2-hour window for when it's going to be delivered, you know? And with that, they'll give you options on what to do. If it's coming through, I mean, you'll get a text message and an email. Mm-hmm. At that point in time, you can say, deliver it tomorrow. You know, if your safe place is not safe. If it is a safe place, leave it there. But that's your responsibility, you know?
I don't know. It's really, really a tough one because, like I said, you feel for the person, but at the same time, it really isn't our fault. And we are, at the end of the day, a small business, certainly a lot smaller than DPD. So, yeah.
Honey, where do you get your stuff delivered to?
Work.
Because you're always here.
Because I'm always here.
And if you're not here, it's closed and they won't leave it.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
You know?
Another one, which is a difficult one, is somebody's bought a lamp from us and they've been using it, I don't know, say they've been using it six months or something. They've got a problem with their lamp. We say, can you send it back so we can have a look? We can either repair it or replace it. And they go, well, I don't have another lamp. So can you just send me another one? It's just not the way it works. We have to have the other one back first. We can't.
It's one of the tricky situations.
Because we have to investigate.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say something, and it's going to sound harsh, but I think I've said it before. You should have a backup nail lamp. You should have to. As a nail technician, your nail lamp is the most important piece of equipment that you own, more important than anything else, more important than any base coat, top coat, colour, whatever it is. You should have 2 nail lamps, because if you don't have a backup, then you're really living on the edge.
Yeah.
Obviously, the ideal scenario is that the lamp doesn't break, but these things happen. I mean, compared to how many lamps that we sell, we do have, touch wood, very few problems with lamps, but nothing is 100%. There's a fail rate with absolutely everything. The other thing is, if you don't have a backup lamp and when your lamp does start to need replaced, then you're screwed.
Yeah.
You know, lamps don't last forever no matter what. So
I would say the scenario, the problems with the lamps are the common scenarios. The charge port has been pushed in too hard, or it's maybe been dropped or something, so the charge port comes out. It's a quick and easy fix. You guys could probably do it yourself, but I don't expect you to take the lamp apart. I can do that for you. And another one, gel on the sides where the sensors are, so your hand is not detected when it comes in. Yeah. And again, you could just like wipe it down with a lint-free wipe. Quite often it's sent back to us. We do that, and it's
like if you got a Hoover from Dyson, a vacuum cleaner from Dyson, and there was a problem with it, Dyson aren't going to send you another one to use whilst the other one's been sent away, because it's not appropriate or efficient financially.
Yeah. It's hard with a vacuum cleaner because there's a small amount of parts that can go wrong. But for instance, like a wash machine, for the most part, they're not going to send you out a wash machine to do what.
But also, you're not going to send it back. They're going to send you someone to repair it. But it's just the way it has to be. Like you need to send it back. I had to do it with my Ninja Creamy.
Several times. My Ninja Creamy. They didn't send me another one. And let me tell you right now, I needed my ice cream. They did not send me one to make my ice cream in the interim. Very true. And didn't we all hear about it in the office? Holy smokes.
What else have you got?
Next one though, but let's go back to deliveries. So, international customers, one of the hardest ones. It's over the threshold for sending to pay taxes. So we send it to the customer's address, it arrives in their country. Either they get a notification to say that their taxes are due, or they don't follow the tracking. And sometimes when you follow tracking, you'll see that taxes are due. Customers don't want to pay it, so they message, I don't want to pay taxes.
There's only 2 things guaranteed in life, guys. Death and taxes.
Yes. We have no control over it, but we have, again, terms and conditions on our website that state all these things.
Well, taxes in general we do get a huge number of questions about taxes, because they say, well, why do I have to pay VAT? Because you pay VAT in everything that you buy, shy of children's clothes and I think food. If I know food, you do, don't you?
Anything that's healthy, you don't.
Oh, good. So yeah, you're paying VAT. It's just bundled in. When you buy from a professional or a trade company,
Or international waters, because taxes are different.
well,
Yeah. So
there's two scenarios. When you're buying trade as a professional, the taxes are separate because it's assumed that you're VAT registered. Obviously, a lot of independent nail techs aren't going to be VAT registered. But it's just the way that it always has been traditionally. It's separated. We do have on our website where you can have it Inc VAT or Ex VAT, totally up to you. But we don't take taxes for the most part for international when it's over a certain amount.
Yeah, so over £150. If we're sending to Europe, say for instance you live in Ireland and it's a small parcel, what we'll do is we'll get the taxes from you and we'll pay it to your government. That's the way we do it.
But we can only do that up to a certain amount. So after that, you need to be responsible for them, and you have to pay your local country tax. Like the country that you live in, you have to pay your local taxes.
Yeah.
And you're not charged our taxes, so you won't be paying the VAT for the UK, but you will need to pay your own local taxes.
Yeah. And that's one of the things, like when it comes to cross-border and internationals, like Rebecca and I, we're pretty good at, like when we go to America, we fill our suitcase full of ranch because we don't want to pay the taxes on it. Mm-hmm. But if we were to order it from America, we'd have to pay the bloody taxes on that ranch when it comes back in because it's not healthy.
But again, customer service, providing good customer service is very important to us. So it's just about explaining and educating as best we can without being patronising.
One of the things we've done in Nail Order is every time there is a major situation like this where you constantly see the same scenario coming up, we change our terms and conditions or we present it in a different way. Like, for instance, the including VAT and the excluding VAT, some people can't wrap their head around it. So that's why we have that VAT toggle.
The toggle, yeah. So we're just trying to make things as easy for people as possible. So they expect, again, setting expectations.
Say, for instance, a customer's got a problem with their gels or something like that, and they're messaging in. What's the steps that we've kind of follow to provide good customer service?
Well, it very much depends what the gel is, but the gel problem is. But let's assume it's something to do with retention. So yeah, there is a protocol. So first of all, we're going to find out what their prep steps are, because that's really the first point of call when it comes to retention. And going through that, very often, that is where we discover the issue. 9 times out of 10, they are either using the wrong type of implement to prep the nail, so maybe a buffer instead of a nail file. They might also be using like acetone, dehydrator, cleanser, etc., after the prep. Usually where we find the problems. So at that point, we will explain the nail order prep method and we'll send them some educational content. You do get people who are like, well, I've been doing it this way for 15 years. Well, that's excellent, but nail order has not been around for 15 years, so you've certainly not been using nail order products for 15 years. And it's really, really important that nail techs understand that every brand has a different way of doing things, and that's for a number of reasons. And when you choose to use that brand, you should adhere to their application guide, and if you don't, then it's on you.
What if a customer has a problem with a product that you get from Nail Order? So say, for instance, I'm thinking of maybe like a gel that has like crystallized in the top of it.
So again, it's going through problem solving, and that's a really tough one actually, because that's trying to work out, did the product arrive to them like that, or has that happened since? Very often it's happened, more often than not.
I mean, realistically, we're not going to send gels out to customers that have issues, are we?
Well,
knowingly.
We're not opening every bottle or pot before we send them out.
But
there is going to be a fail rate in everything.
Of course.
And I think that's a really important part of customer service, is that people have to understand that more often than not, companies are doing their best. They're not sending out products with problems on purpose. But you can't, whilst you're going to do like a quality control, you can't check every single item. And things are going to happen because no system, no brand, no person is perfect. So make allowances.
Yeah, always make allowances.
Yeah, and just try, again, kill them with kindness. When you're trying to get something from someone, being combative is not going to help you at all. If we have a customer who comes to us and they're really aggressive and they're not very nice, we don't want to help them.
Nah.
It's just human nature. You do not want to help someone who's not being nice to you. If a customer comes to us and they have a problem and they're being really reasonable and really nice, we're going to do everything that we can to help them. We will bend over backwards.
Absolutely. So we introduced the customer hotline, Bling as we call it, the 0800 number here at Nail Order just over a year ago. And I think it's one of the best ways for customers who are really panicking to get a quick answer. However,
sometimes.
Just when you said about customers being nasty, now, again, I think face-to-face things would be different.
Mm.
I also think sometimes like over the phone would be kind of different. But some customers, the tone at which they speak to customer service agents is appalling. I always think to yourself, would you speak to your mother like that?
Well, a lot of people would, and that's why they speak to other people like that, because they've been allowed to.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, because we've had like one of our customer service people cry before because the way they were spoken to on the phone.
For no reason. It was the stupidest.
Oh my God. It was the crazy. I can't remember what it was, but it was like the stupidest reason.
Yeah.
It was like nothing.
My order has not arrived. I needed that cuticle oil for a customer. Really?
That's one that you get quite a lot. Again, be reasonable. Like, my order hasn't arrived and I needed that to do my appointment. You go and look at what it is. And every single time this has happened, right? You go and look at the order and you're like, you don't need any of those items to do your job. It's not like it's your builder gel or your top coat. But also, I'm just going to say it, you should always have a backup that is on you.
Yeah. Again, that's another thing. So that's a good thing. So imagine you're placing an order, right? I've done it before where I'll hold my hands up. Boxes.
You're really bad for it.
Sometimes I get sidetracked. Very often I get sidetracked. And there was a situation a couple of years ago with a big sale, and I hadn't. Was it last Easter?
It was not a couple of years ago. It was within the last year.
Right. Okay. And
was it Black Friday?
Black Friday, and I hadn't ordered enough of the bigger boxes.
What else hadn't you ordered?
Packing peanuts. And they came, but they were delayed by a couple of days because everybody else was all done at that time as well. That's on me. It's not on the people we're buying it from.
Yeah.
Now, if you needed that treatment for, those products for that treatment on that day,
you should have been more organised.
You should have been more organised. And the customer service agents ain't going to turn around and tell you that.
No, they're not. We can't say that. We can't say you should have been more organised.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can be really, really difficult. But again, kill people with kindness. I've actually had an experience recently, and it was purely the customer service of the company that is making me choose them for something for nail orders for next year. Now, I will say there were elements of the offering from the other company that I preferred.
So two companies.
Two companies, right?
Both offering very similar things.
The same products.
Okay.
But one of them, I preferred their offering for a couple of reasons. However, the thought of having to deal with them on, say, a weekly basis, if they were supplying us or manufacturing for us.
So say, for instance, you were ordering from them, or you were asking to change things or asking for spec sheets or something.
I'm really not comfortable giving those people all of that money, all that's custom, because the way that they were, the feeling that I got was, we don't need your business. We don't need your business. It was all very much like, if we have to, and I don't know if part of that is just like a cultural thing because it's a different country. It isn't within Europe, but.
Do you think that's because if you were, say, for instance, starting a new line, let's say, and the amount you're ordering is very small in comparison to what they normally get from all their bigger customers?
I mean, I think they don't know what our order would have been, but our order would be, it would still be significant.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe they think, they're not going to be whatever. But it's just the feeling I got. It wasn't one thing that they said or anything. It was just a feeling that I got that was just like, we just don't need your custom type thing. But the other company, they were like, if there's anything you can do, any more questions, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and they were so transparent with ingredients and all sorts of things. I was like, okay. Like, I feel like if I have to deal with them on a regular basis. And I think that's actually a really important point when choosing a brand. It's something that people ask about all the time about brands. It's not just the quality of the products. Of course, the quality of the products has to be paramount. But if you have to imagine that you're entering a relationship when it comes to choosing a brand for your service, whether you're a hairdresser or a nail technician or a brow or a lash tech, whatever it is, you are entering a relationship because you are going to have to be in regular contact with them in one way or another for years to come. And things will go wrong from time to time. And you need to be happy with the way that they deal with that. So, yeah, it's important. And it can turn people off. And that's why customer service is so, so important to us. But you know what else is important to us? Just being reasonable.
It is. It is. And I think what you were just saying about the cultural difference and stuff, I remember someone recently saying they were having to deal with this French guy and he came across as terrible. But I think it's just the way he is, you know? And it's just a kind of slightly cultural shift, you know?
Yeah.
I think maybe you're speaking to this brand and it's maybe that the product might
I
be great.
do think it could be that, and I do have that in my mind, but I'm just like, they just didn't seem very helpful.
Right, okay.
And yeah. Especially when you're wanting, things are being custom for you. You want someone who's going to be helpful and say, oh yeah, that's possible, or no, it's not possible, or let me go and see if that's possible. And
I like it when people turn around and say, that's not possible. This is the reason why.
Me too. I love that. And it sounds so weird.
Yeah, I hate it when people say, we just can't do that.
We are the opposite of a lot of people. Like I had an interaction with a customer recently. I've talked about this before. And I was just not able to tell her what she wanted to hear. So she was pissed off, but because what she wanted me to say was scientifically, factually incorrect and a safety risk, in my opinion. But I just couldn't tell her what she wanted to hear. We, as people, are the opposite. I want someone to tell me what I don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Because I know that person is being honest with me, and I know that there's someone that I want to enter into that contract with. And I'm going to say it. I've said this several times before, which is my teeth with the Invisalign. I went to 3 or 4 different providers for quotes and consultations. And I went with a guy who told me what I didn't want to hear, because I knew that he was being truthful, and I knew that was what was going to be best for me.
At the end of the day, I always see it as an opportunity. It's always an opportunity. We can't do this, and this is the reason why I can't do it. Okay, maybe in 6 months' time, you'll think of something different, even better. Whereas if you just went with somebody else, they said they could do it, they kind of let you down. It's left a bad taste in your mouth. You go off the whole subject. You're done. You've moved on.
And again, going back to what we've said 100 times before in this podcast episode, you're not going to be for everybody, and we are not going to be the brand for everybody. And that might not be because they don't like the products, but maybe they don't like our honesty and transparency. Maybe they want a brand who just tells them what they want to hear. But unfortunately, when it all goes wrong, that brand who's told you what you want to hear, they aren't going to have your back.
They aren't. Long gone.
Sometimes you need to be comfortable with hearing what you don't want to hear.
About a year ago, Rebecca and I decided to start a TikTok so that we could be front-facing, so that we could share our experiences, so that we could build know, like and trust with our brand. And almost a year later, we're on pod like 47 or something just now. We started the podcast so we could be honest with you guys, so we could just tell it like it is, so you guys could get to know us and know, like and trust the brand. Mm-hmm. We hope that we are the brand for you guys. If you are listening, there's probably a good chance that you're going to be, But we try and do it in the most transparent way. Sometimes we're going to say things and it's not going to resonate nicely with you, but trust me, it's always out of a place of goodness,
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think this is all a customer service, just experiment that we're trying right now. We're trying to be nice, Mm-hmm. Now, granted, sometimes Rebecca is very nasty when she shouts at Christopher for doing things. She always says she doesn't.
Chris shouts at me way more than I shout at him.
See, customer service between this relationship. She shouts at me when I do my pack along lives on TikTok. Do you know the stuff that you guys actually want to see? Talking about customer service, that chair's squeaking.
I think a thought that we should leave everybody with is that as somebody in a customer-facing role, such as being a nail technician or a service provider of any sort, you should be highly aware of the effects of somebody not being nice to you and having to deal with that customer. And remember that and treat others in the way that you would want to be treated.
That is poetry in motion.
I think often at the moment we are all too guilty of being treated not well by others and being in a customer service role. And because we're not treated well, we then carry that on to others and then don't treat them well. Go, well, I'm treated like dirt, so I'm just going to treat somebody else like dirt.
It's very true. Very true.
Yeah.
On that somber note, is that your tummy? On that hungry note, what are we doing for the rest of the day, baby? Oh God! See, that was sincere because it just popped out.
I'll tell you what we're doing for the next 24 hours.
Next 24 hours? Jesus Christ!
Literally the next 24 hours. We are going to go down and try and finish at least sorting out the extensions. I don't know if we're going to get on to breaking down that palette. Those other...
Oh! Leaked it on the pod.
You're going to beep that.
Beep this out. I'm going to have to put
I can't believe you just say that.
Poo emoji straight across my head.
Okay. Yes, we're going to break down all that stuff off those palettes. The palettes are big and they're complicated. And because it's new products, it's you and I really that have to do it to say where we want things to go.
No idea where they want to go.
I don't think we're going to get onto that because we're then going to have to go to my parents because it's my granny's 85th birthday and we're going for afternoon tea.
I just want to say something, right? Last week,
I know, last week you spent the whole weekend with my parents.
spent the whole weekend with our parents in Norway. By the way, you should go to Norway. It's
It
really
was
nice.
really excellent.
Expensive, but really
You
nice.
had a good time.
What?
You had a nice time.
I know.
Exactly. So what are you complaining about?
That's me done. I've filled my quota.
So I don't think we're going to get onto it, which means tomorrow morning we're going to have to come in here early to get onto that because we have promised our services and our van to Laura at 11. I think we might need to push that till 11:30 so that we can do what we need to do here. And then we're helping her with moving furniture.
Excellent. And then Monday, what we're doing?
Work.
We're just back to work. So basically, we're just working all weekend.
Yes, we're working all weekend.
And the only reason Rebecca is dragging me along to her parents, I'm guessing the kids are going to be there?
They're not.
Oh, they're not?
No.
So why the heck am I going?
Ellie's there.
So?
And Mama likes to see you
I've seen her last week, 2 weeks ago.
for 2 seconds.
No. I've been hoodwinked, guys. I've been hoodwinked.
You've not been.
I do not need to go. I
have
thought I was
not
going to
been
babysit the
hoodwinked.
kids. 2 young nephews we've got. I thought I was basically just going to play with them. If they're not going, I don't need to go. It's fine. Okay, guys. So I'm going to break down the palette. There you go. All by
You
myself.
just said it again.
Yes. I'm going to beep that out again. So I'll get it all done today, and that way you can have a nice long night tomorrow. I'll cook you breakfast. Actually, guys, listen.
No,
we're gonna,
but
this
he's
is-
getting excited. None of that is happening. You're coming with me.
Right. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago on the pod, Rebecca said, oh, it would be great if we get everything done on Saturday. And the reason I know this is because I edited this pod this morning. We get everything done on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we will go to the West End for breakfast and then go furniture shopping.
It was awful. It was hell.
And I said at the time, why not I just like make you breakfast, honey?
It's not the
let's be
same
honest,
thing, guys. You know, it's not the same going out for brunch and breakfast. It's like, such a nice thing.
You're right.
I'll tell you who it's not nice with, Chris, because he's so impatient. I'm impatient, but he's next level. He won't queue. We'll then go and try and find somewhere that doesn't have a queue, by which time we would have been sat in the place that had the queue. He moans and whatever and bitches about people because he just hates being around people. So it was terrible.
Do you like when I cook you breakfast?
I like going out for breakfast.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
I'll
no,
never
no.
cook you breakfast.
Do you know what
ever
I
again.
do? I like pancakes, but you don't ever do them anymore.
Because you make me go to the West End. And on that note, guys, let's can you get us out of here, honey?
Yeah, as always, guys, if you enjoyed that, please give us a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe and let us know what we should talk about next.
And do that £50 share thing.
Oh yeah, share it, £50 on your stories.
Tuning in alone Sunday, all the tea getting spilled. Nail text, talking game, keeping it real, y'all gon' feel. From the signs to the drama, every secret they reveal. Stay sharp, stay tuned, man, you know it's the deal.